And joining me now is our French politics editor, Mark Perelman. Mark, there was expectation that tensions had ebbed between the two countries since that call between President Macron and his Algerian president. So what's happened?
Well, it lasted only a week. It's true that a few days ago we're talking about both presidents bringing the situation back under control, that the situation had really gone from bad to worse in the last few weeks. We just saw all the different episodes, but essentially dating from France's recognition that Western Sahara was part of Morocco last July. There was really a lot of tensions, but the fact that President Tebboune and President Macron had a long conversation. They issued a long communique saying things would go back to normal. We'll resume intelligence cooperation, cooperation on immigration, which is a very sensitive issue. And the Justice Minister, Gérald Darmanin, was supposed to travel to Algiers. The French Foreign Minister actually went to Algiers, had a meeting with his counterpart, with the President Tebboune, and then suddenly this happens. This was clearly not something planned or wished by the French government, because in Algeria there are already accusations that this is done in purpose by France to humiliate Algeria, to torpedo this reconciliation process. And Algeria is especially, and has been, targeting the Interior Minister, Bruno Retailleau. It's true that Bruno Retailleau has been very vocal, very frontal in the last few weeks. He had toned down since the reconciliation call between Macron and Tebboune, his rhetoric against Algeria. But in Algeria, they see his hand behind this arrest of a consular official. They say France did not respect diplomatic ways and customs by announcing to Algeria that there was a problem with the consular office official, but essentially detaining him. France saying, you know, this is the justice, the police acting on their own. This is not done on purpose, but clearly we'll have to wait, because if Algeria decides to pull the trigger and actually expel 12 French embassy officials working for actually the Interior Minister, because this is they're targeting them because they believe this is coming from the Interior Minister here. But if they do this, then France will be forced to retaliate. It happens all the time when some diplomats are being expelled. And there we could have really an escalation.
Yeah, and so how far could this actually go?
Well, if they decide to throw a dozen French officials out of Algeria, France will do the same, and this would be the first time since 1962. So this would mark not only coming back to the situation before this call, but actually making things worse. So what is certainly happening as we speak is that probably the French president or the presidency is trying to talk to Algeria and saying, okay, trust us, we're not doing this on purpose. Don't do this. Don't kick the diplomats out, because if not, we'll be forced to retaliate. And all the politicizing of the issue, both here and in Algeria, will start again. You'll have politicians calling the other nations out, and so on and so forth. So this is really a very, very key moment, because if this happens, it's difficult to see how things could go back to normal in the coming days.
Thank you so much. That's Mark Perelman, our French politics editor.